So I asked you guys on YouTube and on Twitter for your spiciest Mario Kart hot takes, and today we're going to be going over the best ones. I had almost 300 hot takes to go over, so we won't be going over every single hot take in this video, but we're going to be going over the best and the hottest and the spiciest. So let's get right into it. The very first one is a classic. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is way better than Mario Kart Wii. And you know what? As someone who plays competitive Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and has never played competitive Mario Kart Wii, I can get behind this. But no, really, I think they're close, and the fact that there are people on both sides of the argument basically arguing back and forth every single day about this topic, about whether or not one is better than the other, I'd say it's close enough to where one is not particularly way better than the other. I'd say 8 Deluxe is a little bit better than Mario Kart Wii, but Mario Kart Wii is way ahead of its time, so for that I can give it a lot of credit, and I can see why people like it a lot more than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Anyways, let's get that out of the way and get into more hot ones, okay? Let's get into a really spicy hot take, and that is bagging takes more skills than running. Now, this is something. This got the people riled up, and you know what? I can get behind it. There's a lot of things you have to take into consideration when you're bagging. A lot more than you have to do when you're running. When you're running, it's all about, you know, what items you have and what items the people around you have, avoiding getting hit and you hitting other people. That's basically what running is, and eventually, you know, trying to take advantage of a blue shell in one way or the other. Whereas bagging, you really have to take into consideration how many different types of items there are in play. So for example, if you're holding a ghost, then it's more likely that shock is going to be pulled earlier because people are going to start pulling more dodges and bills, and blues are going to get pulled earlier because you're taking away the odds of everyone else pulling a ghost. You're basically removing it from the pool. Same thing with bill. You can only have 3 bills in play, so if you're holding one of the bills, it's more likely that, you know, the other 2 bills are going to be taken up eventually, which means shock is more likely to be pulled. And it's just those kind of things you got to take into account. The distance from first, of course, but I think overall, bagging is less saturated in terms of how skilled you have to be than running is. Bagging, you can kind of get away with being not very good at all, whereas with running, if you go up against people who are decent at running and you're not so good at running, you are going to get absolutely smoked. So, you know, I like this take a lot. I like it, and I don't agree with it, but I can get behind it for sure. So, a good job, Avery Coy. This is a real good one. So, let's move on to the next one. The game is 80% luck, 20% skill. I don't know how one of my viewers ended up getting this kind of hot take, because you know, my viewers, if you've watched any of my videos, you probably have seen competitive Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before, and I don't think you can say this, really. Now, there was people in the replies who said it's the exact opposite, and I would even go even further than that. I'd say it's probably closer to like 95% skill and 5% luck. So, yeah. That was a take, for sure. That was a take. Alright, this next one. SNES Rainbow Road is the best Rainbow Road in history, and it is the most iconic track in the franchise. Oh boy, that is something. I think people who are younger than like 30 years old, most of them don't even know about SNES Rainbow Road. Especially if they haven't played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, I'm not too sure about this one. I think Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Wii is way more iconic than SNES Rainbow Road. So, it's not even the most iconic Rainbow Road in my opinion, and it's definitely not the most iconic track in the franchise. I can get behind maybe it being the most iconic track in the SNES Mario Kart, but past that, I can't get behind this take at all. All right, this one is ooh, this one's a yikes. Double item box ruined the game. So first of all, double item boxes existed before this game. It existed in Double Dash, and of course, double boxes in Double Dash were a little bit different, of course, because you had two characters at the same time. So is it really a true double item box? Sure, we'll throw that out the window. Let's just talk about the double item box and compare it from Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart in the Wii U, you had way less control of your items, you had way less control of the outcomes of your races. First was, I'm not too sure about competitive Mario Kart 8 Wii U because I wasn't really a part of it, but just from theory crafting it in my head, if it has similar item probabilities, the fact that you can pull coin in first a majority of the time, whereas a red could get pulled in second a lot of the time, without you able to get any defense guaranteed, is just a little bit, I don't know. It removes a lot of skill, in my opinion. With the double item box, you have a lot more control of your items. You know, you can hide your items behind certain things. You can hide your items behind shrooms, for example, like if you want to hide a dodge, or if you want to hide, a super horn, for example, behind a coin. Those are all different types of things you can do with double item boxes. Now, the counter argument to this is, well, the double item box makes everything much more spammy, and of course that's true. But I think I'd rather have a more spammy game where you have more control over things, as opposed to a game where it's a lot more reliant on your luck to determine what happens during your race. So, anyways, I mean, I don't dislike the take, I just don't think it's right, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, let's move on. Characters shouldn't affect your stats, only carts, wheels, and gliders. I get this one. I get why people want this, because they want every character to be viable and people to just pick their favorite characters, but I think that takes a little bit of flavor out of the game as well. Because why not just make it so that only your carts affect your stats, or why not just make it your wheels? Like, because carts and characters, those bring out a lot of personality. Characters bring out the most personality, but I think carts are second. So I think overall, I get this one, but I don't really like it. I'd rather have everything that you can pick be able to change your stats. Anyways, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, so we're gonna speed run through the last couple from YouTube. It remains deserve rights. Good one, Slick. Good one. That's a very good joke. All right, let's get this disgusting thing out of here. All right. All right. So, 200cc should be the standard over 150. Mario Kart Wii is in the bottom half of the Mario Kart games. Mission mode in DS isn't that interesting. DS Mario Circuit making it over Airship Fortress was a great decision. Ooh, this is these are all super hot. I disagree with literally all of them, and I think you're crazy. But you know what? Respect for coming out and saying all of these, because people are going to be going after you in the comments, Damos. I'm sorry, but this is just this is wild. This is wild that you say such things. Blasphemous, even. All right, now we're moving over to Twitter. So I asked people on Twitter as well, and our first take comes from Basic. Positive spicy cake. Rome is not only hands down the best city track in the game, it is one of the best overall tracks in the game. You know what? I can get behind this. I enjoy Rome Avanti a lot, and I think it's got a lot of tech. It's got something kind of unique with the stairs and how they kind of implemented them on a bunch of the track, and the shortcuts as well are, despite being very simple, they're also, you know, not necessarily repetitive. And yeah, I can get behind this. I think this is a good take. Now, I don't agree with this take, but I can see it. I can see it. Amsterdam Drift, Piranha Plant Cove, and Ninja Hideaway are the worst 3 tracks in the game by a gigantic margin. This actually, okay. hold on. I actually can understand this, okay? Amsterdam Drift. Amsterdam Drift, super janky with the water physics, especially when you go underwater. With the up currents, like the boxes when you go at the up current, sometimes just doesn't work. The sides will shoot you up higher on one part, and on the other sides, they'll also make you go with less air. That's not super intuitive. The track is super tight overall. Like, there's not much room to go around. So, okay, I can understand Amsterdam Drift and you not liking it. Piranha Plant Cove. This one, I'm not too sure. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. Now, maybe you don't like water physics, so this could also get grouped in with, like, you know, something like Amsterdam Drift, where you just don't like the water physics in this game. But I think they did water physics on Piranha Plant Cove very well, and I like how they implemented, like, in and out of the water, and for the most part, you're in the water, and I still don't feel like you're being hindered like you are on a lot of tracks, like Dolphin Shoals, for example. Ninja Hideaway. Ninja Hideaway, I totally get this. If you're, especially if you're a casual, like, having to memorize the cycles for Ninja Hideaway, it's just impossible. How do you know when the paths are going to switch? How, like, when it first came out, the route was super hard to understand. Nothing's super clear about Ninja Hideaway, but that's kind of what I like about it. It's just, it's not really a track where you're necessarily given the right of way and you're given everything to do, and it's super clear. Like, I kind of like that about Ninja Hideaway, but I can get behind that. So, Amsterdam Drift, I understand. Ninja Hideaway, I understand. Piranha Plant Cove, I do not get that at all. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys like Piranha Plant Cove as much as me, or do you guys understand Grace in this instance? All right, moving on. All right, so this is going to be a double hot take, because these two guys had very similar ideas. So one is, you should only be allowed to trail for 5 seconds, after which your item gets dropped back, and trailing should be removed in future Mario Kart titles. Now, I think there is only one game, which is Double Dash, where you couldn't trail. I might be mistaken about that. I think triples would trail around you, but let's just ignore past Mario Kart titles and just focus about Mario Kart Deluxe in the future. So, I actually really like this take. I think the fact that you should, let's just say the red shells are more like Mario Kart Wii and less like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, okay? If the red shells are like that, and they're a lot slower, and they're much more predictable, I think you shouldn't be allowed to trail, and you should just have to back the item on top of the red when it's coming for you. Now, if you have triple items, you should just be able to let it spin around you, and that should be like a benefit of having triple items, is, you know, they should be able to protect you, unlike in this game, for example. Now, Adam's take, I think, is a little bit too complicated. I don't think Nintendo would ever implement it. I like the idea, but it's just like 5 seconds is such a, like, would you have like a golden where it's just like the circle, whenever the circle runs out is when the trail gets released. I can see that happening, maybe. I just don't think Nintendo would ever implement it. But I do like the fact that trailing should be removed. I actually think it's a good idea. And we got a take from Slapshine. Why Dry Dry is the best track? Oh, why have you pulled your dock out? That is concerning. There's people watching this video who are not of age, Slapshine. That is not cool of you to do such things. All right, let's move on. I'm sorry you guys had to see this. I wish she didn't leave me. Me too, Ted. Me too. Yeah. I don't think that's a hot take though, but yeah, I feel the sentiment, Ted. All right. Well, anyways, the final hot takes of the video from Valkek. 1. Gorge and DK Summit are not good tracks. 2. GameCube controller is not better than Pro controller. 3. Base game is better than DLC. And 4. Gyarados over JPG and Shortcat. Okay, we're gonna go in reverse order here. Okay, first of all, respect the goats. All right, let's not get too out of hand here. All right, let's calm down. All right. 3, base game is better than DLC. Now, for the most part, I can see why you would have this opinion. Like, if you like less shortcuts, if you like less fun, if you like a lot of spam, you know, then I can see why you like the base game better. If you just like overall worse tracks, then sure, yeah, the base game is better than the DLC. Yeah. Anyways. Number 2, GameCube controller is not better than Pro Controller. Now, I think there's arguments both ways, for online at least, as to why GameCube controller is not better than Pro Controller. You could go back and forth because if you're a really, really good player, the Pro Controller is actually probably the best because you have more range of motion as to what you want to do with soft drifts, what you want to do with motion glider. Whereas with GameCube controller, you don't have as much range of motion with both the soft drifting and the motion glider because you want to be using the notches more often than not. And those notches are going to be, even though you're going to be more optimally set to like basically get those soft drifts better, if you're a good enough player, you're going to know how to do it anyways. So the better player you are, the better Pro Controller is over GameCube controller. Now, Shortcat's not going to like that answer at all. I'm sorry, Shortcat. However, GameCube controller is certainly better than Pro Controller in one aspect of the game, which I will be talking about in a future video. Probably will be around a week from now, so look forward to that, guys. There is a very clear... I'm not going to spoil the video. GameCube controller is better than Pro Controller in a couple of things, and I will go over that. And Gorge and DK Summit are not good tracks. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, Gorge, DK Summit are just a mix of baggers and runners where it all comes down to luck a lot of the time. Now, in my opinion, Gorge is a lot less luck reliant than DK Summit is. But yeah, I could see why people don't like Gorge and DK Summit. I personally like Gorge, and I'm kind of meh on DK Summit. So yeah, I can get behind number 1. Number 4, let's chill out. Number 3, you're crazy. Number 2, yes, but actually no, but actually yes, but actually no. And 1, sure, yeah, I get that. And if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoyed these hot takes, I know I enjoyed responding to them. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if this hits, let's say, 500 likes, I will do this again. It was a lot of fun to see all your guys' hot takes. I read basically everyone who responded. Now, I didn't respond to everyone, obviously, and I didn't get to everyone's hot takes in this video, but we will get to plenty more hot takes if you guys can get this to 500 likes. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.